Hey guys, you're going to watch the video here for number 4, 5, and 6. Remember, you can fast forward through the video to get to whatever problem you missed or had trouble with. So I'm going to start with number 4. Now the directions for this section are to find the surface area. And I'm going to zoom in on number 4 here. So in number 4, it's a triangular prism. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw a net of this prism. Remember, in a triangular prism, you have 3 rectangles. And then we have 2 triangle bases. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right, so that's what a net looks like. Now that's going to help me find the area for this prism though. So the first thing I'm going to do is find the area of the triangles. So as I do that, I'm going to highlight one of the triangles here. Now one of the things that I know is going to trick some people in this one is not finding the right angle, which is right here on top. So when you find the area of that triangle, remember it's half times the base times the height. And also remember, the base and the height make that right angle. So that's the base and the height right there. So let's find the base and the height. So the one of them is 2.5. The other one here, you have to steal from up here, which is 6. So it's going to be half times 2.5 times 6. Okay, and then you figure that out, and it's 7.5. So that equals 7.5. So that means each triangle is 7.5 square millimeters. Now, let's move on to the rectangles. The rectangles are going to be different for all 3 of them are going to be different because the triangle has all different sides. So I'm going to change different colors here, and I'm going to start with this rectangle right here on top. And that's just 8 by 6. And 6 times 8 is 48. So one of your rectangles should be 48 square millimeters. Now I'll erase the purple, and I'm going to move on to another rectangle. Let's say I'll go to this one on the bottom here. And that one's going to be 8 times 6.5. If I do 8 times 6.5, that should be 52. Okay, so one of your rectangles should be 52. Okay, so for the last rectangle, let me erase the red there. I have to get the area of the little side that's kind of hard to see over here that I'm going to mark off in orange. So that one's going to be 2.5 times 8, because again, I'm stealing that 8 from there. And if I do 2.5 times 8, I get 20. So one of your rectangles should be 20. So check and see if you had all of those areas of those faces. Then I'm going to add those up. You could add them up on a calculator. So I know those two make 100, 120. The 7.5 times 2 is 15. So that should be a 135 square millimeters. All right, so that's 4. 4 was a triangular prism. Let's check out number 5. So 5, it's a word problem. Question is, what type of prism will it be? So it says Kyle is covering a necklace box with gift wrap. The necklace box is 15 centimeters long, 8 centimeters wide, and 2 centimeters high. What is the minimum surface area of the paper that will cover the necklace box? Now notice here they gave me these 3 dimensions. They gave me a length, a width, and a height. So I know this is going to be a rectangular prism. So to find the surface area of a rectangular prism, I'm going to draw a net. Now remember, in a rectangular prism, you have 4 rectangles, and one on top and one on bottom. Looks something like that. And to find my area here, I'm going to, let me make my pen a little bit thicker. I'm going to do the circle of fear, death, and destruction, part 2. So I'm going to start, here are my 3 numbers, 15, 8, and 2, right? So I'm going to do 15 times 8, and that's 120. So that means 2 of the areas are going to be 120. Maybe it will be, I don't know, this one and this one. Could be the top and the bottom. Then I'm going to go to the next 2 numbers. I'm going to do, let's say, 8 times 2. And 8 times 2 is 16. So we're going to have 2 sides that are 16. And then the last 2 I'm going to connect here are 15 times 2, which is 30. So I'm going to have 2 rectangles that have an area of 30. So now what I need to do is I need to find the surface area by adding those up. And if I add up those numbers, I should get 332, and it's square centimeters because it's surface area. All right, last one, number 6. This is a rectangular prism. So I'm going to start by drawing it again. Remember, I've got 4 rectangles. And one on top and one on bottom. Okay, so now I'm going to complete my circle of fear, death, and destruction once again. So to find the surface area of this, you'd start with any 2 sides. Maybe I do 8 times 4, which is 32. And maybe this one is 32 square meters, and maybe this one is 32 square meters. Then I'm going to do 4 times 7, which is 28. Maybe this one is 28, and maybe this one is 28. And last, I'm going to do 7 times 8, which is 56. Maybe this one is 56, and maybe this one is 56. So to find my total surface area, I just add up all of those areas. And they add up to 232 square meters. All right, so that's it for the video for 4, 5, and 6. So remember, if you need to fix anything, you could always go back and rewind and watch the video from back for whatever problems you missed. All right, that's it for here. Thanks.